Ryan, first things first, didn't realise it, your mother's from Borrisley, in my hometown, so you're obviously buzzing with the win over Ballyboden.
Some win for them, in fairness. 33 years, was it?
Yeah, 32.
32 years, so yeah, I'd say there were some celebrations down there, alright.
Did your mother go down to it?
No, she didn't. She's out of there a while now, but
and
never forget where you came from, eh?
Yeah, it's true. And I was thinking, like, your brother Collie obviously hurls for Ballyboden at times. Have you hurled at all?
Not since minor, no, they wouldn't have me.
No? Not very risky, no?
No, not very risky, no.
So you stuck to the football
I stuck to the football, yeah.
It's been a good season. Good couple of years really for Ballyboden, in the sense the All-Ireland came a few years ago. Like maybe up and down since, and you're back on top again in Dublin.
Yeah, the All-Ireland was great, obviously. Everyone remembers that. Probably didn't go as well as we wanted then from that point on. But Anthony came in at the start of last year, and he's really drove the whole thing on. And thankfully this year we were able to win the Dublin Championship.
And yourself and your brother, you kind of always kind of vying for supremacy within the family. Like, what do brothers do? Only fight with each other to be the best?
Yeah, fight with each other a bit, yeah. But honestly not just saying this, the whole squad is incredibly tight, and it's like playing with 30 brothers out there every time we go take the field.
How sweet was it to win that All-Ireland a few years ago? Because you probably went in as massive underdogs against Castlebar.
Yeah, we did. It was winning All-Ireland with your best friends, incredible feeling. Like, you grow up going to school with these lads, you're hanging around with them on the road, you're driving to the games over in Parnell Park, and then suddenly you get to play in Croke Park and win All-Ireland for your club. Like, you'd be lost for words, like, honestly. Like.
And how about coming into this Leinster final now? Like, your form has been very good. You came out, you beat Newtown Blues in the first game, kept them to about 5 points, kept Garrycastle to a fairly low tally as well. You're in great form coming into the Éire Óg game. Yeah,
you're 100% right, and that's actually been the strength for us this year. 9 points against Thomas Davis we conceded, 5 against Newtown Blues, 12 against Garrycastle. So it's really the lads at the back that are driving the whole thing on, giving us a good platform to attack from, and that's definitely where the impetus for the team is coming from. Yeah.
You have an unusual surname, Basquel. What's that? Where does that come from? Well, obviously your father.
So he's. I think it's from the Basque region in France, but not any time recently.
That explains the freckles then.
Yeah, there you go.
What about your own Dublin aspirations? Do you have aspirations of playing with the county at some point?
I think any player growing up wants to play inter-county football. Like, that's what you dream of when you're growing up. But at the same time, like playing with your club is the best thing ever. It's not a cliche. You were literally playing with the lads that you hang around with. So it's not really something you focus on. But at the same time, I'm sure anyone growing up wants to play inter-county football. So.
Because Jim Gavin transferred to the Ballyboden club as an adult, so he's surely keeping an eye on you to some degree.
His kids play for Ballyboden anyway. Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, I've seen him in and around the training ground. I go to the physio there now and again. Couldn't possibly tempt you down to Tipperary, where your mother's from, no?
No, Dublin, I'm afraid.
So, what do you know about Éire Óg? I'm sure you saw their game against Portlaoise. They were very, very impressive.
Oh yeah, look, Éire Óg have been in the Leinster Championship for the last 3 years. They're very unlucky against Mullinlough last year. So they're well used to playing in Leinster Championships. They've won a number of Leinster Championships going back a couple of years. So we're expecting an incredibly tough battle. Like we seen the game on Saturday night against Portlaoise, and they have quality throughout the pitch, up front, midfield, at the back. Like loads of lads that have played football with Carlow. So yeah, it's going to be an incredibly tough challenge. But I suppose Leinster final, that's what you're going to come up against. So yeah.
After playing you the other day, Desi Dolan was talking about how athletic and conditioned all the players in the Ballyboden team are, not to mention the bench also. Where does that culture come from? Is it like, I'd see it from being involved with Coola, for example, that there just seems to be a massive gym culture that lads really want to get themselves really well conditioned. What way does it work for you?
I suppose maybe there's a couple of things. Maybe it's from various lads being involved with Dublin, so they understand what the physical condition that you need to be in. Maybe it's a lot of lads playing underage football and hurling with Dublin, so they're involved in development squads quite early and maybe getting access to gyms and gym programs a bit earlier. But I just think every team you come up against, Dublin's in very good condition, so you need to match those levels of condition, or if you want to succeed. So probably the competition within the various clubs is probably driving that culture, I'd say.
Who would have been your big influences growing up?
Well, I don't have to look too far, like, and it's still an inspiration. But someone like Conal Keeney, like, it's been on the go a long time, but he'll be the first person up a train kicking the ball over the bar, and just getting to play with lads like him. Like, he's just an incredibly good player and an incredibly good influence on any dressing room that he steps foot in.
And like, who would have been your favourite players growing up?
Well, Colm would have been one of them.
Yeah.
He's probably could be one of the best club players to ever play with Ballyboden. Like, football and hurling. Like, so, yeah, he's just an incredible guy off the pitch as well as on the pitch.
Okay. And actually, didn't he win Player of the Year in both codes in Dublin once? I think around.
Wouldn't surprise me now if he did. It wouldn't surprise me now if he did. Could have been 2009. I think they won both that year, so maybe it was. Yeah.
And do you think like there's anything in the idea that last year Kilmacud came in and everyone expected them to wipe the floor at Mullinachta, and like, it's a couple of years now since the Dublin club won it, but because they're from Carlow and because you're from Dublin, that this idea that therefore you should definitely beat them.
Yeah, people probably think that. They probably think, look at the inter-county team and then that's who's going to win the club, but it just doesn't work like that. Like, like Mullinachta won the championship last year. 2 years ago, Vincent's lost to the Wicklow champions. And as you said, Dublin club hasn't won Leinster in a couple of years' time. So, we certainly would be under no illusions how tough the game's going to be on Sunday week. But people outside the game might just look at the inter-county scene, but it doesn't really relate to the club scene necessarily like that. Like.
And what do you do when you're not kicking ball?
I'm in work in Deloitte. Kicking ball a lot these days, Might hit a bad golf ball now and then.
Yeah? What are you playing on?
I'm not even going to say that out loud.
Go out hacking around.
Hack around the place, wherever they let me out,
Well, cheers very much, Ryan. Best of luck in the final.
Thanks very much, appreciate it.